Hello, and welcome to episode 22 of Not for Thought, a podcast channel designed for psychonauts and psychonautics. Today, I was thinking we would discuss a bit about some 5-gram mushroom experiences that I've had, maybe some suggestions and some other side things, I guess. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of direction with this podcast. I didn't really do anything too crazy this weekend. Smoked a bit of DMT. Man, I want to smoke so bad. Like, actually smoke. Because when I say that I just smoked a bit of DMT, I just mean like I sprinkled a little bit into some bowls. And yeah, you don't really get anything out of the DMT in that way. But in my experience, yeah, so I just don't have anything remarkable to talk about with DMT. Sorry. But I do have some pretty crazy mushroom stories that I figured I would talk about. So yeah, that's gonna be the topic today. Thanks for tuning in. It's almost 1 my time, and time change hit today. So weird. Yeah, man. I'm gonna take a hit of weed. You should join me, unless you're not into that. In that case, just hang out for a second, man. My first mushroom experience was, I think about, I think was about 2.5 grams. Yeah, my first trip was about 2.5 grams, so it was pretty crazy. I remember like visually, I was chilling in my friend's car and I looked at this tree that like had these waves of colors coming off of it. It was fucking weird, but anyways, in the grand scheme of things, I haven't had that crazy of an experience with shrooms yet. I mean, I've had crazy experiences, but not visually. Hallucinating, I've never had anything all that remarkable except for those like waves being shot off that tree and other things here and there, but I really haven't hallucinated anything all that intense on shrooms when you compare it to the things that I saw on acid or DMT, but obviously DMT is like on another level. And structurally speaking, DMT and shrooms are actually more similar than DMT and LSD. DMT and shrooms are actually very, very similar structurally, chemically speaking. They're very, very similar, to the point where they can actually almost be confused at times. But anyways, DMT is fucking intense nonetheless. I do see similarities at times between all three, LSD, shrooms, and DMT. I see similarities between all three of those at times. I don't know, it depends on the trip and how intense it is, I guess. But anyways, so after I did shrooms the first time, I was in love, dude. Oh my god, it was such a fun fucking night. I had so much fun. Like I said, I didn't see anything all that crazy, but the body high that it gave me, and I don't know, shrooms are strange, man. And you also get like, I don't honestly find this to be that bad. A lot of people have complaints with shrooms because it causes gut rot, and if you don't know what gut rot is, it's where it's basically your stomach just turns in on itself the entire fucking night that you're tripping. And it's very, very common with shrooms because obviously you eat them and then they're in your stomach. Your stomach is doing a bunch of extra work, and anyways, so then you get gut rot. And the other thing is that supposedly this has to do with gut rot. I don't know how this has a relation, but supposedly gut rot also causes you to feel very weighed down, and I feel that so fucking much, dude, on shrooms, where like they'll first hit and I'll just feel like gravity is intensified, dude. Like gravity is just doubled on me and everything is just being like pushed down. It's fucking weird. That happens a lot on shrooms. And I do get gut rot, but I don't mind it as much as other people. I don't think it's that big of a deal when you're talking about a drug that doesn't, like, really fuck you up. I mean, you don't trip. I don't trip super, super hard on shrooms compared to acid. Anyways, so like I said, I was still really, really into shrooms, but I felt like I wanted to do more, and I had this friend, this like drug dealer who was also kind of a homie. It was a strange friendship, but he he introduced me. Well, I had come across it, I think, just going through YouTube. So I'm sure other people, anybody listening to this, probably has heard or seen this stuff before. Um, but I came across these Terence McKenna discussions, and there's a lot of them out there. Terence McKenna did so many different talks at different places. Anyways, in one of his biggest revelations, I guess, was 5 grams of shrooms, a certain way to do a very high amount of shrooms. For anybody that hasn't done shrooms, 5 grams is quite a bit, in my opinion. I say that a lot. I should just put a disclaimer before every video that's like, everything I say in this video is my opinion, or something, because I'm not worried. I don't know. I just, with psychedelics, I hate when people put their opinion out there and don't put a disclaimer that's like, this is my opinion, not everyone's. This isn't a requirement. And I don't know, because I watch other YouTube channels that talk about psychedelics, and so many people just want to put their opinion into it and make it, oh, you have to do it this way, you have to do acid this way, you have to have a person with you, you have to do it this way, you have to do it that, whatever. And they don't tend to accept the fact that everybody does things differently. And when it comes to psychedelics, I mean, everybody really has their own things that they do. Anyways, there's no right or wrong way to do psychedelics, in my opinion. There's do's and don'ts, but I don't think that there's a right and a wrong way to do psychedelics, and that's the thing that I don't think a lot of people understand. I'm not usually, like I said, I'm not usually one to feel like I'm right or try and make it sound like I'm the one that's right in a situation that this is so stupid. I'm just ranting at this point. I don't know. I talk a lot about how, oh, this is my opinion. This is from my experiences, because I hate when people don't preface that. And I'm sure there's some people that hate that I do preface that. I don't know. I just wanted to address that, because I do say it a lot. In my experience, in my opinion. And it's because I want everybody to understand that people are different, and opinions are different, situations are different. What you want from psychedelics can be different. Everybody's going through different things, man. And I think it's unfair to say that you have to do psychedelics in a certain way, or this is always how it will be, because psychedelics are so fucking unpredictable, dude. Oh my god. Anyways, back to the shrooms. So Terence McKenna has these talks about doing 5 grams of shrooms and the ways that he does it, and he explains it very well. I can't remember what video it was that I watched, but he talks about, actually, hold up, I'm gonna come back to it, but I need some coffee, dude. Give me a sec. Yeah, so Terence McKenna talks about these 5 gram shroom trips in ways that he's done it. So what kind of, I think, pulled me in was the fact that I heard about these machine elves, which I think have also been confused with DMT entities. But there's these like machine elves that Terence McKenna discusses. When you do, a lot of people, not just Terence McKenna, lots of people talk about how they see these elves appear when they're on really, really high amounts of shrooms. And I've never had that. I've never seen that. But the way that he said to do it was to take 5 grams of shrooms in complete darkness. I think that was like what everybody knew. That was like the way to see the machine elves. Was 5 grams of shrooms in complete darkness. If you haven't heard about this, this is probably going to be interesting. Cause yeah, dude, apparently you'll meet these machine elves, and of course I was so fucking intrigued, dude. And after I'd heard about this, I was like, I gotta fucking try it myself, especially since I had heard a bunch of my friends trying it as well. And one of my friends, I think, actually did meet these machine elves, and then another friend, like, got kind of close. I don't know. But, anyways, I was super, super intrigued. And so, there were a few times, I'll just say now, there were a few times that I did 5 grams of shrooms, and the first time I think was probably the craziest. So I'll talk about that. Yeah, so I took the 5 grams like pretty late in the night because I wanted to make sure that it was dark when I dropped them. I think this was a couple years ago, I should say, but I still remember it pretty well. It was a fun night. So yeah, I took the shrooms and I remember just like sitting on my bed in complete darkness, and I think when the shrooms hit, I just remember fucking laughing, dude. This happens actually it's happened a couple times with mushrooms where I'll take them and I'll just have like laughing attacks the entire fucking night. It's not like with weed. Like with weed, things when I first started smoking anyways, things would be a little bit funnier and I would catch myself laughing way harder than I usually would. But with shrooms, it's different, dude. It's straight up like a laughing attack. Like I can't stop myself from laughing sometimes, and it's actually been scary. I've had times where I literally like I use my hands to like close my fucking mouth to stop laughing. It's kind of scary. Anyways, so this night was one of those nights where I just laughed my fucking ass off. I think it has to do something with the fact that shrooms are very similar to serotonin, and serotonin causes like, so it has a lot to do with your mood, obviously. I just looked it up really quick. Serotonin is a chemical that carries messages between nerve cells in the brain and throughout your body. Serotonin plays a key role in such body functions as mood, sleep, digestion, nausea, wound healing, bone health, blood clotting, and sexual desire. So it does a lot, but I'm pretty sure that shrooms chemically are very similar to shrooms. I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure. Anyways, they make you laugh your ass off at times, is what I'm getting at. And yeah, so this has happened a couple of times where I'll just laugh at nothing, dude. But anyways, this night I was straight up in darkness, just laughing, dude, at literally complete darkness. I mean, straight up empty, dark space. I was fucking laughing at just because I was tripping my ass off. Anyways, I think I kind of ruined it. I wasn't completely in darkness. Like I was sitting on my bed, right? And my bed was right next to my window, and my window had light peering through, and I kept like kind of opening up my shade a little bit just to let a little bit of light in. And anyways, I was like kind of cheating in a way, I wasn't doing the complete darkness only because it's really fucking hard to sit in complete darkness for 5 fucking hours, dude. I don't know how people do that with ayahuasca. I mean, obviously ayahuasca is super intense and there's probably a lot happening, but sitting in one spot, if you don't know how ayahuasca works, usually you do it in a ceremony and you literally just like sit in a space with eye coverings or something for like 7 to 10 hours on end. It's a fucking lot, dude. It's a hell of an experience. But anyways, it's very challenging doing the same thing on shrooms, just sitting in waiting. It's kind of intimidating, and yeah. Anyways, if you do try the 5 grams of shrooms in complete darkness, really try and do it in complete darkness. Like, set your phone aside, really try and just block out as much light as possible. Because supposedly, according to Terence McKenna, and I kind of agree with this too, but according to Terence McKenna, you see more when you're on shrooms in complete darkness. Because, I mean, I don't know. His reasoning was that they grow in darkness, and so obviously your visuals are better in darkness. That was like his reasoning. Saying it out loud, I'm like, that doesn't really make any sense. that that doesn't really make much sense scientifically speaking, but that's what he said. Hallucination wise, when it comes to shrooms, you see a lot more in complete darkness. So, anyways, I didn't see the machine elves that night. It was super depressing, actually. I mean, just the fact that I didn't get to see the machine elves, and that was like the whole idea behind me dropping 5 grams in complete darkness. And like I said, I had a bunch of friends doing it too, and one of them had seen them, and I was so excited. And then I just like laughed my ass off the whole night. And it got to a point in the night where I was like, I'm clearly not meeting these elves, because I had been in complete darkness for like 3 fucking hours. And I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm gonna turn on my lights and watch some TV or something. And so that's what I did. But I go over to my wall with the fucking light switch on it, right? And I'm a little bit more tame now. You know, I'm not just like laughing at nothing and shit. But I turn on my lights and I just start like hysterically laughing, dude. I don't know what it was. I don't know if the light like overload. You know, when you're not on psychedelics and you're in a complete darkness or a really dark room, and then you like go into a bathroom and turn on the light and it like hurts your eyes. I think that might have been what was happening, because I had been in complete darkness for hours, and then I just like boom turned on my light, and I think it just like overloaded my vision, my senses, and it just made me hysterically fucking laugh, dude. It was so unpleasant. Honestly, it was not fun. I was like kind of concerned for myself because I had no control over it. I just started laughing because the fucking light was on. It was weird, dude. Oh my gosh, yeah. But after that, I feel like I kind of stopped hysterically laughing like that. I feel like it wasn't nearly as bad anymore. Yeah, dude. So, I don't know. If you do the 5 grams of shrooms in complete darkness, be prepared to be sitting for a while in total darkness. Like I said, it was kind of fun. It was just it wasn't. I didn't see the machine elves, so it was kind of lame in that sense. But I did have some fun moments. I mean, I laughed my ass off the whole fucking night. That wasn't all fun, but for the most part, it was a pretty fun night. I wanted to see the machine elves, man. Anyways. Yeah, if you haven't listened to Terence McKenna's talk on machine elves, you should definitely check it out. Or 5 grams of shrooms in complete darkness, because he probably explains it a little bit better. I haven't done anything like that in a long time. I mean, not that long, but I haven't even attempted something like that with shrooms, or even thought about something like that with shrooms in a couple years now. But recently I had a trip that I talked about on the podcast that was like just some really, really potent mushrooms. The strongest mushrooms I've ever eaten in my fucking life, called Purple Mystic. If you ever get your hands on some, fucking try it. Purple Mystic. There's a couple other really, really big strains, but that's like a totally underrated strain. Everybody's always talking about penis envy and golden teachers and albino penis and all these kind of standard versions of shrooms, you know. But Purple Mystic is like a little bit more rare. And they are fucking strong, dude. They are potent as hell. Holy shit. So, anyways, I think I've done the equivalent of 5 shrooms probably a couple other times, especially that time where recently I like took some shrooms I only took like 2.5 to 3 grams, but because they were so fucking potent, they easily felt like double that. And I spent like an entire night just having every muscle being controlled by the shrooms. It was so weird. Oh my god, it straight up felt like I was being like puppet strung by some like mushroom entity. I felt like some mushroom entity had me on strings and was like flapping my limbs all over the fucking place, dude. It was so bizarre. That was a fucking wacky experience, dude. Yeah. I don't remember which podcast that was. I think Crazy Psychedelic Experiences. It's like one of the first podcasts I made because I think it was still that was pretty recent at the time. Even now, it's still that happened pretty recently. That was a crazy trip. Oh, also, I have some mushrooms growing. Thank God, dude. I the last time that I grew shrooms, I went through shrooms so fucking fast. I grew, I think, about an ounce, so 28 grams of dried shrooms. I think wet, they were probably in the hundreds, because that's just usually how it goes. But dried, I had like easily an ounce, if not more, and I went through it all in a month. I just did shrooms every fucking weekend. And there were times where, like, Friday night I would take a couple grams, Saturday I would take a couple grams, Sunday I would take a couple grams, and then I would repeat the same thing the next weekend. And obviously, 28 grams was gone in no fucking time. It was probably like a month and a half, but it did not take long. I went through the shrooms so fucking fast. That was a lot, man. I microdose sub. Anyways, yeah, I got some growing now. I'm pretty excited to have some shrooms again. I always space it out so badly, you know, because like I said, I went through those my last batch in a month and a half at most, and I didn't really have another batch started until like a couple weeks ago. So I've got like my shrooms. The purple mystic grows really fucking fast. So I think within 2 months, I should have some more shrooms and some more experiences to start talking about. Hopefully, we'll see. Dude, yeah, it's amazing that you can fucking grow your own shrooms. I think I'm gonna make a podcast on how I do it. Obviously, having a video and like a true, real explanation would probably be a little bit better. But for anybody that doesn't know or hasn't heard of spores and how to grow your own mushrooms, I figured I would kind of give a brief summary of how to go about doing it, how I go about doing it, making sure that you don't get into trouble with the law. I mean, there's not much you can do except for hope. But yeah, I figured I might let the podcast know on my secrets to growing mushrooms, help the world dose themselves. And yeah, we'll see. I also extract my own DMT. I could go over that maybe in a podcast too, but I feel like it's more beneficial to talk about shrooms. Sorry, I'm fucking yawning so much. Yeah, man. I can't wait to have shrooms again. But 5 grams of shrooms, I had more experiences with it. I think I tried it like one or two other times, but that time that I talked about was like probably the most notable. Um, yeah, if you're curious or if you've heard about this and I don't know, want some more experiences, I'm sure there's some more YouTube videos out there that discuss some more in detail experiences and probably actually meeting machine elves. You know, fuck, man, we keep yawning. Ugh, maybe I should end it soon. Yeah, I don't have anything to talk about with Shambhala today. I wish, you know, but like I said on my last podcast, I kind of got through everything, you know. There's not a whole lot left to discuss. I got to work out some finer detail things, like figuring out what day I'm going to leave, what day I'm going to head there, and what day I'm going to leave the festival. Well, more like what hour. We'll see. I'm pretty excited for Shambhala, man. I can't fucking wait. And yeah, there's just not much to update on the podcast for now. I mean, it's a fucking music festival. It's a 5-day music festival. There's not much to plan around it other than getting there. That's the biggest thing is to plan my way to get there and making sure that I have enough camping gear to get me through a couple days. Yeah. Oh yeah, they are releasing stage lineups starting on Monday. They're starting with the Village stage. Yeah, dude, that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna connect my Spotify to their my Spotify with their the Shambhala's music page and just listen to the EDM that I'm gonna hear in concert for the next 4 months or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a lot to do with my car. Okay. I don't really have anything else to talk about, and I keep fucking yawning so much, so I guess I'm gonna end it here. It's looking like it's gonna be a little shorter than usual, but whatever, man. Views have kind of been going down the past couple days. Not that I really give a shit. Not that I really care all that much. I mean, I want people to be listening, but at the same time, it's just this is more for me than anything, I feel like. Anyways, thank you if you did listen. You're awesome. Subscribe. I got more content coming. Check out my Instagram too. Fuck, I need to plug that at the beginning of the episode. Jeez. Yeah. Alright. You guys have a nice day. This has been Not For Thought.